GLP-1 agonist medications such as Ozempic or Wegovy have become one of the most studied drug classes in the medical research world. 2025 was full of new discoveries and groundbreaking research. Here's your rundown of all the GLP-1 research and news we covered in 2025.
Most people recognize GLP-1 drugs for helping with weight loss and type 2 diabetes. But scientists are now discovering that these medications may affect many parts of the body, not just appetite and blood sugar. New research shows GLP-1 drugs may help protect the heart, kidneys, liver, and even the brain. So how do GLP-1 medications actually work inside the body? GLP-1 drugs are based on a natural hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1, which is released by the gut after eating and sends signals throughout the body. These drugs reduce appetite by acting on hunger centers in the brain, slowing stomach emptying so people feel full longer, increasing insulin release and lowering blood sugar. Researchers have also found that GLP-1 reduces inflammation and improves blood vessel function, which helps explain why they may benefit more than just metabolism. One of those benefits is how GLP-1 medications may protect the heart and kidneys earlier than expected. Large studies show that GLP-1 drugs lower the risk of heart attack, stroke, heart failure, and kidney disease in people with diabetes and obesity. What surprised researchers is that some of these benefits appear even before major weight loss happens. This suggests GLP-1s may directly protect the heart and kidneys, not just improve health by reducing weight. GLP-1 drugs are also being tested for their ability to treat fatty liver disease and liver damage. Metabolic liver disease, often called fatty liver disease, is closely linked to obesity and diabetes. Several clinical trials show that GLP-1 drugs improve liver inflammation. Larger studies are still ongoing to see whether these medications can slow or reverse liver scarring, but early results suggest GLP-1s may become an important treatment option in the future. These medications may also affect the brain in surprising ways. Early research suggests GLP-1 drugs may protect brain cells and reduce inflammation in the nervous system. Because of this, scientists are studying them in conditions like Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease. Some trials show slower symptom progression, while others show mixed results. Researchers emphasize that this area is still developing and needs more long-term studies. Doctors are also noticing changes in cravings and addictive behaviors with GLP-1s. Some people taking GLP-1 drugs report less interest in alcohol, smoking, or other compulsive behaviors. Small studies suggest these medications may reduce cravings by affecting brain reward pathways. While this research is still experimental, it opens the door to possible future uses of GLP-1 medications for both mental and physical well-being. Let's break down which GLP-1 drugs are being researched. Several GLP-1s already on the market are being studied for new benefits. Semaglutide is being researched for heart, kidney, and fatty liver disease, brain conditions, and possible effects on cravings. Liraglutide is under study for heart and kidney protection and liver disease. Dulaglutide is being looked at for long-term heart and kidney benefits. Tirzepatide, which targets two hormone pathways, is being studied for stronger metabolic effects and heart risk reduction. Newer GLP-1-based drugs are being designed to go even further. Some investigational medicines, such as retatrutide and cagrilintide, target multiple hormone systems to improve results. Others are designed to last longer, like maritide, with monthly dosing, or come as oral pills instead of injections, such as orforglipron. These new drugs aim to improve effectiveness, convenience, and long-term treatment success. Researchers are excited because GLP-1 medications affect many organs at once. GLP-1 drugs act on the brain, heart, kidneys, liver, and fat tissue all at the same time. Because many chronic diseases are linked to metabolism, scientists believe these medications could play a much larger role in future treatment plans. At the same time, researchers stress the importance of long-term safety studies as higher doses, and new drug combinations are tested. So what does all this GLP-1 research mean for patients right now? For now, patients should use these medications only for approved reasons, and talk with a healthcare professional about what's right for them.
What if a diabetes drug could also lower the risk of dementia? GLP-1 medications are widely used to treat type 2 diabetes and support weight loss, but new research suggests they may also help protect the brain. A large analysis published in JAMA Neurology looked at whether certain diabetes drugs in the GLP-1 class are linked to a lower risk of dementia, and the results are raising important questions about brain health and aging. Here's why dementia and diabetes are more connected than you might think. Dementia affects millions of people worldwide, and diabetes is a known risk factor. High blood sugar can damage blood vessels, increase inflammation, and reduce blood flow to the brain. Diabetes is also linked to stroke, which raises the risk of vascular dementia. Because diabetes is so common, researchers are especially interested in treatments that might protect both the heart and the brain at the same time. So, how might GLP-1 medications help protect the brain? GLP-1 receptor agonists help control blood sugar by increasing insulin release, slowing digestion, and reducing appetite. These drugs are already known to lower the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Scientists believe they may also support brain health by improving blood vessel function, reducing inflammation, and possibly protecting brain cells from damage. Animal studies have suggested these protective effects, which led researchers to examine human clinical trial data more closely. Now, what the research actually found about GLP-1 drugs and dementia risk. Researchers combined data from 26 randomized clinical trials involving more than 164,000 participants, with an average age of about 64. When all diabetes medications were analyzed together, there was no clear reduction in dementia risk. But when researchers looked at drug classes separately, GLP-1 drugs stood out. People taking GLP-1 medications had about a 45% lower risk of developing dementia. Other diabetes drugs, including SGLT2 inhibitors and pioglitazone, did not show the same benefit. The study did not find strong effects for specific dementia types, likely because dementia cases were rare and follow-up time was relatively short. What this means for patients, doctors, and the future. This study does not prove that GLP-1 drugs prevent dementia. Dementia was not a main study goal, and participants were younger than typical dementia populations. Still, the findings are encouraging. Several trials are already underway, testing GLP-1 drugs in people with early Alzheimer's disease or mild cognitive impairment. If future studies confirm these results, GLP-1 drugs could one day play a role in protecting brain health, not just managing blood sugar. These medications should only be used for the indications prescribed by your provider under their medical guidance. But this research adds to growing evidence that GLP-1 drugs may have future benefits far beyond diabetes and weight loss. What if a diabetes drug could also lower your risk of colon cancer? A massive new study in JAMA Oncology may have found an important clue. Researchers analyzed health records from over 1 million people with type 2 diabetes who had never taken diabetes medication before. They wanted to see whether GLP-1 drugs like semaglutide or liraglutide were linked to a lower chance of developing colorectal cancer. The study compared GLP-1 medications to 7 other diabetes drugs, including insulin and metformin. Over 15 years, people taking GLP-1 drugs had a significantly lower cancer risk, 44% lower than insulin users, and 25% lower than those taking metformin. The effect was even stronger in people who were overweight or obese. So, what does this mean for you? These findings don't mean that these drugs prevent cancer. The study looked at past medical records, so it can't prove the drugs were the reason for the lower risk. But for people already using GLP-1 medications for diabetes or weight loss, the findings suggest a potential added benefit. However, this is just research, and these drugs are not approved for cancer prevention. If you have diabetes or are a candidate for weight loss medications, talk with your doctor about the safest medication for your overall health. For colon cancer prevention, regular colonoscopies and lifestyle habits are still essential. Thinking about starting Ozempic, Wegovy, or another GLP-1 drug, here are the side effects you really need to know. A major review in diabetes care found that the most common side effects are stomach-related: nausea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea, and stomach pain. Most are mild and improve over time, but they can affect day-to-day life. Now, the more serious risks. Some people develop gallbladder problems, especially with rapid weight loss. A smaller number develop pancreatitis, which causes severe upper abdominal pain. Rapid weight loss can also lead to muscle loss, especially in older adults. And if vomiting or diarrhea gets severe, it can cause dehydration that strains the kidneys. These risks are uncommon, but real. So, why do GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic or Wegovy cause so many side effects, from nausea to gallbladder issues? The answer actually explains both the benefits and the risks. GLP-1 meds copy a natural hormone your body releases after eating. This slows digestion, reduces hunger, and lowers blood sugar. But that same slowdown is exactly why side effects happen. When the stomach empties more slowly, you can get nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, or bloating. Most people feel these early on, and they usually improve over time. The slowing digestion and rapid weight loss are also what lead to the more serious side effects, like gallstones, pancreatitis, and dehydration. These are uncommon but important to know. So what does this mean for you? The review of these studies show that GLP-1 drugs are still considered safe for most people, but they are not risk-free. Patients should start doses slowly, stay hydrated, eat smaller meals, and add protein plus strength training to protect muscle. And if you have severe stomach pain, fever, or vomiting that won't stop, call your doctor right away. Overall, GLP-1 medications offer major health benefits, but understanding the risks helps people use them safely and feel more prepared during treatment.
Semaglutide, the same ingredient used in Ozempic and Wegovy, may have more benefits than just shedding pounds, according to a 2025 study published in The Lancet by Solomon and colleagues. Researchers studied over 1,100 adults with obesity and heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, a condition where the heart pumps normally but struggles to relax. Participants were randomly given either semaglutide or a placebo for 1 year. Those who took semaglutide experienced major improvements in heart failure symptoms. They were able to walk farther in 6 minutes and had fewer hospitalizations for worsening heart failure. Patients on semaglutide also lost around 13% of their body weight, compared to only 2.6% in the placebo group. These results suggest that semaglutide may help the heart and overall physical function in people with obesity and this type of heart failure. So, what does this mean for patients? While semaglutide isn't approved as a heart failure treatment yet, the research suggests it could improve quality of life, reduce shortness of breath, and help manage weight, all of which support heart health. While side effects such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea were common, most side effects were mild or temporary. If you have both obesity and heart failure, talk to your doctor about whether medicines like semaglutide could be an option for you. Doctors stress that this is early research, but it shows how improving metabolic health may also benefit the heart.
Did you know that in April of 2025, the FDA warned about counterfeit Ozempic and semaglutide, which is a GLP-1 receptor agonist, showing up in the U.S. drug supply? Ozempic is a prescription-only medicine for type 2 diabetes, but fake versions slipped in through unauthorized channels. On April 9, 2025, several hundred counterfeit products were pulled from the supply chain. 6 people reported side effects, but so far none have been directly linked to the fakes. Testing is still ongoing. Here's what you need to know. Only get Ozempic from a licensed pharmacy and pharmacist with a valid prescription. Don't use it if the lot number is PAR0362 or the serial number starts with 51746-517. If you feel unwell or suspect your medicine is fake, contact the FDA or Novo Nordisk right away. The bottom line, stay safe, check your meds, use trusted pharmacies, and keep an eye out for updates.
Today, we're talking about semaglutide, a weekly injection that has been evaluated to see if it could help people lose significant weight, even if they don't have diabetes. This research was conducted by a group of researchers from the Department of Pharmacy, Union Hospital, Tongji Medical College. Here is your 1-2-3 rundown. 1. A systematic review of 8 clinical trials involving over 4,500 participants showed that semaglutide led to substantial weight loss. On average, people lost about 10% of their body weight compared to those who received a placebo. 2. Semaglutide also helped reduce body mass index by 3.71 points and waist size by more than 8 centimeters. More people on semaglutide reached weight loss goals of 5, 10, 15, and even 20%. 3. Beyond weight loss, semaglutide improved blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and inflammation markers. However, side effects like nausea and diarrhea were more common, so starting with a low dose is recommended. And that's your 1-2-3 rundown. These findings suggest that semaglutide could be a powerful tool for people struggling with obesity or excess weight, especially when diet and exercise alone aren't enough. It may also help lower risk factors for heart disease. But, as with any medication, it's important to talk to your doctor and be monitored while using it.
A new 2025 study in BMC Medicine examined whether the popular diabetes and weight loss drug semaglutide, sold under the names Ozempic, Rybelsus, and Wegovy, might be linked to vision problems. Here is your 1-2-3 rundown. 1. The researchers analyzed more than 300,000 FDA safety reports involving patients taking semaglutide for diabetes and weight loss. About 11,500 of those reports involved semaglutide, and 417 included eye-related issues such as blurry vision or ischemic optic neuropathy, which means damage to the nerve to the eye due to insufficient blood flow. This condition can cause vision loss. 2. When they compared semaglutide with other drugs, they found more reports of vision problems. Semaglutide had about 2.5 times more vision complaints than drugs called DPP-4 inhibitors, nearly 4 times more than drugs called SGLT2 inhibitors, and about twice as many as metformin. The only drug with more vision-related reports was topiramate. 3. This pattern held true for specific conditions like diabetic retinopathy. In other words, a condition that causes damage to the eye retina due to high blood sugar. But it's important to note that these findings show an association, not proof of cause and effect. Since the study is based on reported cases, it's also possible that people with diabetes, already at higher risk of eye disease, are being monitored more closely while on semaglutide. And that's your 1-2-3 rundown. The takeaway? If you are taking or considering semaglutide, pay attention to any vision changes and have regular eye exams. Talk to your doctor if you notice problems, and stay tuned as more research looks into this potential side effect.
Thanks for watching our 2025 GLP-1 Research Rundown. We love to hear feedback from our community. Drop a comment down below to let us know what medical research topics you want covered in 2026. Like this video and subscribe to ScienceMyHealth to stay updated on all things health research this year.